Hi, welcome to Soul Centered. My name is Ariella Halevi, and I am here tonight to talk to you about stress and anxiety. So, last week we discussed different ways in which or different tools that we can use to handle our stress and anxiety, especially during the time of the coronavirus and quarantine, but also just in general in life. How do we handle stress and anxiety? So tonight, what I'm going to talk about is like what we explored last week and how to go a step deeper into releasing stress and anxiety so that we can live, especially during this time, with a higher vibration and a higher energy in order to really be there for ourselves, be there for others, and be there especially for our bodies, because our bodies are on the front line. We talk about front line people. Your body is on the front line. So everything that you feel and everything that we take in from our external world comes in through the body. So last week we talked about emotions and how to connect to your body as a way to feel your emotions and bring them up and out. And we're going to go a little bit deeper now to explore that. When I work with clients, and also I've been doing this on myself for years, so the first step is to recognize where the emotion is felt in the body and then really connect to it. So how do you connect to it? We discussed this last week, is to get quiet and breathe and really just ask yourself, if I were feeling something right now, where do I feel it in my body? So often, we think that we're feeling, but what we're really doing is we're talking about a feeling that we're having. Repressed emotions and any type of emotion is held in the body. And so in order to release the emotions, we actually have to experience them through our bodies. So the mind is a tricky thing. And the majority of us have lived from here up most of our lives, and we think that we've expressed it by talking about what we're feeling. And so I'd like to take you into a deeper step in order to experience the feeling and release it and officially get it out of our bodies. So the idea of holding in energy and holding in our emotions after time, especially after years and years and years of holding in emotions, they become suppressed emotions and they accumulate in our physical body. So healing, which is our next step in the how to connect to your body and soul wisdom and release stress and anxiety. Healing is this next step. How do we heal? We have to explore, you're invited to explore energy centers in your body. For about, I think it's been about 2 weeks, this past 2 weeks, I have been offering videos, online Facebook Live videos for yoga for the chakras. Chakras are simply, if you're not familiar with them, chakras are energy centers in our bodies. And what happens is that they're really psychic centers. And when they get clogged up with emotions that are stuck. And so if you ever feel like you're not connected to your body or you feel alienated from your body, it's usually because the chakras, the energy systems in your body, are stuck with emotions that want to be freed, but we often don't know how to do that. You may be finding that during this time of intense stress and anxiety, things that this virus, this quarantine, things that we've never experienced in our lifetime, that you may have triggers and old wounds and old fears and anxieties really coming up right now. So the invitation is to let them arise so they can be healed. And most of the time that when we feel into it, they're arising from our chakras, our energy centers. Similar to yoga, the chakras are energy centers. In Kabbalah, there are energy centers called the Sefirot. So this is a deep-rooted belief, not only in the yogic tradition, but also in Kabbalah, that we are more than what we see, right? You are more than your body. You are also energy. And the way that I work with people is to tap into where they have stuck energy in their bodies so that they can release them and be free of them. And so I'd like to talk to you about what healing is and what energy work is as this next phase of releasing stress and anxiety. Healing can come. There's so many energy workers out there. There's so many wonderful people doing amazing, amazing work with just tapping into their intuition and their guidance. Healing work can come through Reiki, if you've heard of Reiki. That is typically it's hands-on energy, and you're opening your palms to receive energy, and then you're placing your hands on somebody's body, but this can also be done online and distantly, to uproot the emotions in the body so that people can express it. Another way is through chakra balancing, is to really get quiet enough inside of the body so that you can see where you are blocked, and so that you can move your own energy up and out. One path that I just love is yoga. Yoga is a wonderful way to release stored energy in the body. A lot of people ask me if physical exercise is another way to release energy. Physical exercise is definitely a great way to release energy. You know, when you're stuck in the house all day and you just have to go for a run, or you get outside and you feel like, oh, I can breathe again. But yoga specifically stretches and opens the muscles. And when we are focused and intend to open the chakras and stored emotions, we can use our yoga practice in a specific way by holding our poses and using our breath to tap into what we're feeling. So when we get into these poses, different types of poses, and really hold them and start to tap in to what we're feeling, we can then use the poses as a way to express our feelings. I often find that when I'm in a yoga, hi Stephanie, hi Rachel, when I'm in a yoga class, I have a hard time accessing my deepest emotions. So this is a perfect time when we're all, most of us are alone in our homes, or we're with our children or our spouses or our people. You can go to another room and you can choose any yoga video you'd like, or you can just kind of move, if you know yoga poses, kind of, hi Jenny, you can move with your poses, with your body, and see what works for you. So my suggestion is that you find just a few poses that you connect to. Pigeon pose is a great pose for hip opening. And then breathing into it, you start to feel and ask your body, if there's a strong emotion here, what would it be? And as we hold the pose, we really allow ourselves time and space to feel. That's all we really need, is the time and space. And now that we are in quarantine, we actually do, some of us are quite busy still, but some of us can kind of sneak away and find that time and space to feel where in your body, as you do these poses, where you're holding. Another tip that I love to use is through your breath. Specific breathing techniques that we can touch on in just a few moments allow the body to release the emotions and the stress and anxiety that you're holding. Really, I think of breath as prana. Prana is energy, and when we breathe, we move energy through our bodies. So again, we're not just physical beings here. We are energy. We are made up, hi Michelle, we are made up of energy. So using yoga, holding your poses, using your breath, so specific breathing techniques. If you know nostril breathing, that's a great alternative. Nostril breathing is a great tool to use. And again, just to reiterate, if you just joined us, I'm talking about how to release stress and anxiety through energy in your body. You can check out my last week's post talking about emotions and connecting to your body. And this is really about tapping into your energy. And so many people feel like they have to turn to a professional to get themselves more balanced. And during this time of quarantine, I'm going to encourage you to really feel into your energy body by getting quiet. The best way that I know how, that I have taught myself, is to get in touch with my chakras. So I've done it for so many years that now I can see the colors in the chakras, and I can visualize what is blocked. This takes practice and a commitment to self-care, and a commitment to opening yourself to more than just your physical body. So the idea of chakras is that, we'll see if we'll go through all of them, but we may just do a meditation. But the idea of chakras are kind of, they are separated into two sections. The first section is your lowest chakra, which is your sacral chakra. And the next, so this section is all about grounding. We're going to touch on grounding in just a moment. The next chakra is below your belly button, and this section is all about emotions and the flow of your emotions. A lot of women, since we are almost all women on here right this moment, a lot of us are disconnected from actually male or female, from our femininity, from our divine feminine self. We have forgotten how to check in to our intuition and our natural way to move in the world, because we are so busy. So now, if you are not as busy, is an opportunity to take your hands to right below your belly button and to really breathe deeply and feel what's going on inside of there. This morning, I sat in meditation and I put my hands on my lower belly, and I saw myself as a little child curled up in a ball, terrified. And I thought I was doing okay. I occasionally can't breathe because of my own anxiety. And so I decided to sit down and really feel what was going on. And what was going on was that this little person in me was curled up in a ball, and she was just really scared. And so you can do this all on your own as well. You can sit there and hold onto your belly and just ask yourself how you're feeling. Tap into where your flow is. Notice, just tapping in, you can, if you close your eyes, you can really notice where your flow is stuck. It's as if a river is running through you. And if I asked you right now, I would love your comments. If I asked you, hi Leslie, right now, where are you stuck in your body? Write in the chat. I would love to hear from you. So I can tell you I feel more free in my belly because I gave myself permission to feel what was going on and to see that little person inside of me all curled up in a ball. I spoke to her and I talked to her and I opened this center. We all can do this work. So the next center is your solar plexus, right between your rib cage. And that is your center for your power. At this moment in time, when we feel excessive stress and anxiety, you may begin to start feeling like you've lost your power. You can't go outside without a mask now. Maybe you're getting deliveries and you can't get the groceries you need for your family. You're probably, most of us aren't going to work. Most of us need to stay at home. There are so many things that have been taken away from us right now in safety and necessity. But many of us feel like we've lost our power. And so if you tune into your power center, ask yourself, it's all about asking, what do I need to make myself feel powerful and strong in this little cocoon that I live in right now? What do I need? So for one of my clients, she needed to feel like she could have a balance between her and her husband taking care of the kids. They were both working and she felt like she was out of balance. So to make her feel powerful, she, number one, stopped reading the news, and number two, she communicated her needs and felt more in her power. So that's just an example. The next one is your heart chakra. So opening ourselves to the armor that we have covered ourselves up with. Now is the time to heal what hurts your heart. That is energy work. That's all it is. So now is the time to go in and ask yourself, what armor do I have around my heart? And how could I take one step towards loving myself and my family and my relationships and people in the world a little bit more? And listen for the answer and see what you get. I often take a pad of paper and sometimes I write down my answers so I remember. Our bodies give us great tools when we tap into our energy. The next one is our throat center, our center for communication and for, again, it's like this powerful, powerful center. If you have thyroid issues, if you're prone to throat issues, and you just can't get your words out, this is your turn and your time to heal this center. What is it that you need to say and express in a loving way so people can hear you? It doesn't mean that you're going to pummel over them and bully your way into getting what you need. Asking yourself in your throat, what do I need to express to really get my needs met and to feel like I'm in my femininity, my power, and my flow? So another example I have is in my own home. I have 4 children. All of you on here know that. One of my kids is expressing what he needs right now in order to make him feel powerful and allow us to all hear him. It's as if all that stored stuff of us living in Israel and just being the youngest in the family, he's just not being heard. So he's really practicing with his throat chakra right now. And we're all figuring out ways to communicate and listen to him. And we're working it out. But right now you may feel that just like everything is overloaded. So now I'm going to invite you to tune in to your third eye and to your intuition and your guidance center up here. We, as I said, chakras are divided into 2 sections. Once you hit your throat chakra and up, we can use something greater than ourselves to help us balance our physical bodies. I don't mean God. If God is your way and your path, then use it. You can call it the divine. You can call it your soul, your essence, or your higher self. There is a greater energy at play. This is the time in our lives right now where connection to this greater energy is an invitation into living with power, love, and an open heart, and your highest, most divine self. So the invitation in energy is to open to something greater. What does your intuition tell you about the situation that we're in? What does your intuition tell you about how to parent right now, how to work, how to find balance? What does your intuition and your guidance say about emotional repression and emotions that have been suppressed for years and years? This is our time right now to honor our bodies and our emotions and to feel it through energy. Finally, I'd like to end with this huge idea of grounding. So I'm going to invite you to, hi Connie, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Grounding is sometimes esoteric. So many people have told me, you just need to ground, you just need to ground. And I just feel like, well, what does that mean? So grounding, before you close your eyes, I'm just going to explain it. Grounding means that when you feel like you're running around in circles and not getting anything done, or when you feel like you are arguing constantly with yourself or others, or when you feel like stress and anxiety has a grip on you and you can't get a hold of your power and your center, then grounding is now needed. Grounding can be done in many ways. I have one technique that I use that I learned from a healer that I absolutely love, and I use it every day. So I'm going to do that with you in a moment. But grounding can be done in many ways. As I said, yoga, even if you are not a yogi, it doesn't matter. You can choose 2 poses to help you ground. You can still go outside in your backyards. If you can go outside somewhere in nature, grounding in nature is number one. It will help you breathe better and feel better. The other way that I love to ground is what I'm going to introduce to you right now. So closing your eyes and maybe opening your palms. So this is your energy opening to receiving higher love and the idea of the soul inside of you coming out. So I always start with opening my palms as a way of receiving divine energy. And taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. And begin to notice where your breath lands. If you feel intense stress and anxiety, it may land right here in your throat. So we're going to invite with your intention that your breath comes all the way down into your sacral chakra, which is that lower spine. Just breathing in and out. As we close our eyes, it's a form of grounding because we allow the outside world to disappear for just a few minutes. I often find my greatest answers when I just close my eyes. And then imagining a beautiful ball of light at the base of your spine. And this light travels down your legs and through your feet and all the way into the earth's center. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's this idea of imagination that needs to come into play when we're dealing with energy. So imagine that you can see in the center of the earth, below all the surface stuff, in the center of the earth is a beautiful crystal. You can just design it. What color is it? What does it look like? What is its shape? And your beautiful white light energy goes all the way down into the earth's crystal. And every morning, before you wake up, you can imagine this energy going all the way down, grounding you, allowing you to be safe and secure in your body, so that no matter what happens on the outside, all the unknowns, just feeling a sense of security as you ground yourself down into the earth. And then allow a beautiful white light to travel all the way up your body, all the way up above the seventh chakra, clearing the pathway to your highest guidance, opening the pathways to suppressed emotions, and deepening your connection with your body. And then allow this beautiful light. So I like to imagine this light as a waterfall over my head. So it's opening the connection between myself and the divine or your essence. And then this white light travels all around your aura, which is just like your space. That's all it is. So you've created a beautiful bubble. Yes, Jenny, just like EMDR. So you've created a beautiful bubble around you. What I like to do is put a gold light around that bubble. And that gold light just kind of secures everything. I also put a gold light around my house every single day. And I envision those that I love, my immediate family, and then I go to my extended family and I put a gold light just very fast. You don't have to do it really slow. And I just send this gold light out to everybody that I know, and it becomes greater and greater and greater, protecting us, guiding us, and loving us. And taking a deep breath in and a long exhale out. And then you can open your eyes. And then you can go on with your day. I do this every single morning. And that allows me to move on with my life so that I can handle what comes at me. And I imagine things that come at me bouncing off that gold light. And if something gets inside, I'm just going to be honest, the bathroom is a wonderful way to express your emotions. I have gone into the bathroom probably 5 times today. I've also taken a break. I went outside and sat down on my sidewalk today and just sat down on the steps, and I dropped everything and I walked away from all situations. This is how then I reconnect, grounding, the white light coming up and around. So I encourage you, in conclusion, I encourage you to start working with grounded energy, to start opening up possibly to your highest intuition and to source itself, and to begin asking your body what it needs in the moment, in each moment. So I'm going to continue. This is the healing experience. And through Soul Centered, I am offering once or twice a week a healing experience. Sometimes it will be yoga. I think next time we'll try yoga and really hold our poses and see what arises. Sometimes it will be these talks on energy and how to connect to your divine body wisdom. Other times it's guided visualizations. Visualizations are huge, especially during this time of stress and anxiety. Visualizations you can download. You can go to mysoulcenter.org and you can download about, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 of my meditations, my visualizations for you to calm your body. I work with visualizations every single day to help clients, but also to calm my own body and my children's. And the power of visualization is such a beautiful thing. So I encourage you to play with that and let your thinking mind release. If you have any questions, I am here. If you need support, you can always write in the chat or private message me. And I just want to thank you for tuning in, and keep strong and checking in with your body. And I wish you nothing but love and light, and namaste. Shalom.